Americana. We're talking about bluegrass.
Yeah.
There's obviously, that rocking kind of
Yeah.
vibe to who you are.
Yeah.
But God, you are making such waves in the world of Americana music.
I don't know how it happened.
Yeah.
I think it's just my voice is even twangier than I thought it was. It really is. It's funny because in LA, I'm out there, Courtney Ballard's produced like all these big, like, I'm going to totally destroy the genre names, but like, some post punk and some big pop artists and like Jessie J and things like that. And we're in the studio and he and Bradley are like, man, she sounds so country. And I'm like, I don't hear it.
Yeah.
I wasn't offended. I just for real did. I was like, this sounds like pop to me, guys.
Yeah.
And then the record came out. The very first one came out and all the Americana outlets were all over it. And I was like, what is going on?
Yeah.
And it was just like, that was where I was supposed to land. My voice did it for me.
I didn't the opposite of a bad thing.
Yes, exactly.
It's like, I'm just like, I love this because I know who you are. Through Jack, and Jack is very Americana.
Yes.
Young artist, but by God, that's where he needs to be.
Yes, 100%.
Right? So it's like, man, I love this for her.
Yeah.
And like just all the names that are around your name. I'm so happy for you. And
thank you.
It's got to be exciting as an artist and all that. But let's talk about the All-Star record a little bit. That's what I'm going to call it forever. Forever and ever. You and Heather both have All-Star records, and I love that. Orange Blossom Child, and you have music videos for the singles from it, which I love. It shows off your spunk and your personality and stuff. That has to be meant, right?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah. So let me tell you guys who's on this record other than Van Plating.
I'm going to drink water.
And she's going to blush a little bit. I know this already. So we've got Reckless Kelly. Let's just start there. Okay, y'all? Reckless Kelly. Which the first, I did a song of the day, on my platform that had you and Rich on there.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. That's, I think the first time when you and I became friends on Facebook, it was through that song of the day. That awesome. Was like June or July.
Okay.
But yeah, that was the first solo song I heard you sing and play. Elizabeth Cook.
She's Florida gal. She's from right up the road.
I hope to talk to her someday. I'm a big fan. Damn Quails.
Yeah.
Like, holy crap.
That was a wild side quest.
Okay. Wild side quest. I love it. Kirby Brown, Boys Club for Girls.
Oh, they're so good.
Crystal Bowersox, who is also on Heather's record.
Yes.
And Shelby Lee Lowe, the Ottoman Turks.
Yes.
Golly.
I was hanging out with them last night in Dallas. They went to karaoke after the show.
What was the... golly, how do you pick this?
Oh, man.
What's the creative process like in the studio when you're trying to decide, who's going to be on this song with me?
That is a great question. One of the ways I do it, now I have a very close friendship with my publisher, who I literally talk to him like every single day. And he signed me for this record. He was just so supportive. And part of the reason I was able to swing for the fences is because he kept telling me to like, don't worry about how famous somebody is. Let's just ask him and see what happens,
That's podcasting in a nutshell.
Yeah. And so he was just super helpful with, as I was building out the songs, I would say, okay, here's where the arrangement's going. Listen to this. Do you think this person, or this person would be a good fit? And then sometimes he'd be like, but have you thought about this person? And so a lot of emails going back and forth. Some of the folks I knew already, like Ottoman Turks, I met them through Americana Fest a few years ago. They had, we had become friends on the pre-Elon Twitter. This is before everything fell apart. And they invited me to play the
before Texas... it was X, it was like a U or a W.
Right. So Texas does this rooftop party during AMA every year.
Yeah.
And it's all Texas artists that play. I think it's the Texas Music Office puts it on, and State Fair Records is part of it, and all of that. I sound like a commercial for Texas. I love Texas. Anyway, so they said, hey, Van, you want to come sit in on fiddle for our set on the roof? And I was like, heck yeah, sign me up. I'd never met him in person. I met him in person on the stage at Americana Fest, and we've just been friends ever since.
I love it.
And they were perfect for the song that they're on.
It's such a good record. It's so good.
Thank you.
Where do you go from here? That's a lot to live up to.
Yeah, but more is more for me.
Yeah, there you go. That's true.
One thing I feel like I freed myself of is people's expectations in some ways, because a little bit of the flack I got from, like, before I released the record, there were a couple people that said, hey, are you worried at all about how stacked this album is, that it might look like you're hiding behind features? And I was like, no, because if anybody listens to it,
please do try to listen to the record and then say that.
Yeah, just listen to it.
Exactly.
And then talk to me.
Yeah.
So because it did, and then literally nobody even had any sort of critique of that. It was all like, how fun is this? That all these people are part of it, and yet it's its own world. It doesn't sound like, like the song that the Braun brothers are singing on doesn't sound like it's their song. It sounds like it's my song and they're part of it.
Right.
And I wanted to highlight them. I wanted to highlight all of the guests because they're so important.
The word is feature for a reason.
Yeah. But they're part of this beautiful world.
Right.
And so I plan to just do it again in a different way. I have a couple new songs written already for it, for the follow-up. But that's what I'm planning to hit soon.
Okay, nice. Yeah. I got a couple more before the break.
Okay.
The little 5-second break. But,
okay.
Again, Heather Little, probably the best songwriter I know.
Oh, she's incredible.
And so she invited you to guest on Gunpowder and Lead, which some would say is her biggest song and probably her most successful song, but not her best song, I assure you. But that had to be a moment.
I think we have yet to hear her best song.
That's a very real possibility.
I think, and I mean, I'm saying that as a huge fan.
Yeah.
I don't think we've heard her top herself yet. And the new album that she did is brilliant.
Yeah.
So when I first got asked to do that song, I thought to myself, I hadn't put together her name and the song title.
Right.
When it came to me as a session request. And so I was like, that title sounds familiar. Don't I know a song? Oh yeah, I know that Miranda Lambert song. Then I get the session and I went, wait a minute. This is your girl that wrote Gunpowder and Lead. And then I had a freak out moment in my little studio in Florida. Lost my mind over it a little bit.
I imagine.
And then I asked Brian, who was producing it, said, well, what are there parameters? What do you want me to do? And he was like, just go nuts and be creepy and do what you want to do. Mm-hmm. And so I did it, and then they used all of it.
Yeah.
And that recording is so special to me.
It's so out there. Everywhere, y'all check it out.
It's so cool. And then played fiddle on a couple songs for her, and just being.
Did you play fiddle on that song?
Mm-hmm.
I thought so.
Yeah, that's why it sounds so deranged. Yeah.
I would not have called it that.
It definitely.
There we go, deranged.
Psycho.
Oh my God, the choice of adjectives are great with this one.